Said, hey, they said, you know, they don't really have anything to say about it. They want to let law enforcement do their thing. Everybody at that time was like, oh, why didn't they include some? Even me.
I decided we're going to slow down the Discord. You see, Jody's over there going over Chris McDonough. And I thought now would be a really good time to bring out the Discord and read them to you. This is going to be a very short live. I just want to read this. I'm not going to be able to see chat. I just want you guys to hear what was going on in the Discords. So, Kelly Fustos, penny for your thoughts in a jiffy. Now, I think DCMM and in a jiffy is the same person, but I don't know. If somebody could straighten that out for me, that would be fantastic. Kelly Fustos, penny for your thoughts in a jiffy. Welcome to the beginning of the Kelly Fustos, penny for your thoughts in a jiffy group. Penny for your thoughts added Kelly Fustos to the group 10/1/2021. They had a 3-hour call. Penny for your thoughts added DMCC to the group. In a jiffy says, so angry about the situation with Chris. I missed the live. Let's wait for it to move on. I slowed it down really good. Oh, a little too fast. Let's wait for it to move up. Yeah, it sucks, but I think he will be back. I've been trying to text you, called and texted your phone, called on here and emailed you. I was trying to see if Chris changed his mind before I went live. And a jiffy says, no, hold on, let it move up. Come on, I might have slowed it down a little too much. No, he did not. I'm sorry that I did not answer Penny. I was out with my boys and left my phone on a nightstand. We were out getting school clothes and groceries since I'm leaving tomorrow. Well, Linda don't have no boys, so I'm confused. Penny for your thought says, it's okay. The live was successful. We had a wonderful chat. Messages was put out and well received. I wonder if Bivens and Lawson's are passing their pants. I will know in a jiffy says, I will know shortly because we have a call. Then they send this GIF. And a jiffy says, oh my God, we must be related. So what's that mean? Are you related to Penny? Linda? With laughy faces. Penny for your thought says, I'm kind of nervous. They're going to be like, find this Penny person and feed her to the fish. And a jiffy says, don't worry, Penny. I promise we will be okay. Penny for your thoughts says, please let me know if it goes. Please let me know how it goes and what the temperature is. And a jiffy says, I definitely will. Let's let it move up. If Chris would have been in that live, it probably wouldn't have gone the direction it did. because I planned on being quiet and letting Chris and Linda talk. Chris probably is glad he didn't join since I called out the BS and called out TBI and Lawson in Washington County. That's Penny. Now, Penny's not from Tennessee, so why would she be calling out Washington County? That's odd to me. Okay. Kelly Fustos enters. Hello, I just took a bike ride and am sweating myself into an A cup. Let's wait for it to go up. DMCC enters. I think they will look for me before you, Penny, and no LE by my house yet. Kelly Fusto says, how are you ladies doing today? Hope everything is well. Bear with me. I'm going to let it slide up a little. Penny for Your Thoughts says, I have a massive headache, but other meds I have are PM and I'm not ready for sleep. So LOL. And a Jiffy says, I can relate, Penny. Pounding the EOC call is popping right now. RL and Bivens, that's Ronnie Lawson, and Bivens are mildly annoyed and behaving like scared little boys. Kelly Fustos, I can't read that, it's too small. How are you doing? They were replying. In a Jiffy says, pretty good, Kelly. How are you? Penny says, oh my God. What are they saying that makes you think they're scared? And a Jiffy says, don't stress, Penny. Roush will get answers. I do believe him because they're talking about investigating Hawkins County Sheriff Department and Ronnie Lawson. Said there's nothing to find, and Bivens is crying about people talking about him. Roush said we are going to talk about it until we get to the damn bottom of it. This is good for Summer and Christopher. Roush is not happy and said that he will not tolerate misconduct of any kind. Christopher is Linda's son. This is pretty much them fucking with the FBI, the feds, the TBI, the police. Penny for Your Thoughts. They need to question the parents. DMCC. My head is hurting too, but I'm afraid meds will knock me out. I'll be up at 2 a.m. Let me let it scroll up a little. In a Jiffy. He is alluding to the fact that FBI will be allowed to question them on Monday. He is still talking. DMCC. I didn't tell you about the other night, Penny. Penny for Your Thoughts. Oh gosh, please don't tell me they're going to try to shut down the channel to shut me up. That Bivens guy seems like he'd come find me. DMCC. John Q put me to sleep and I was sleeping so good and you came on and scared the poop out of me. In a Jiffy. They are definitely letting the pressure. Roush's tone is completely different. Penny for Your Thoughts. I'm so happy and so scared at the same time. Let me come check chat. Nothing. Okay. Penny replying, oh gosh. Please don't. I can't read that. They're going to try to shut down the channel. And a Jiffy says, absolutely not going to happen. Penny gives her a thumbs up. Let me see if I can fast forward it. And a Jiffy says, they won't keep Chris down either. Chris and Roush are very good friends. This is Chris McDonough. she's trying to say Chris McDonough is really good friends with Bivens and Roush, the FBI team. How would you know this, Linda? They won't keep Chris down either. Chris and Roush are very good friends. I'm not worried. Chris is very vocal about who in YouTube he supports. Then there's a reply to something Penny said. Kelly Fusto says, thank you, Penny, for all you're doing. Heart. And a Jiffy's replying to something. I can't see it. Let me. Thank you for all you're doing for AJ, Kelly Fusto says to Linda. Yes, a big thank you to all of you. Thank you to everyone that loves summer, DMCC says. Sweet, sweet baby Jesus. Dawn had another slip of the tongue about how Summer is getting, he has either seen her in person or pictures. Can't wait to get back. DMCC says, I heard that. I want them to haul him in and question him. Penny says, are they talking about that? And a Jiffy says, I will work around the clock to follow him everywhere. So here she is admitting to stalking Dawn Wells. Linda's stalking Dawn Wells, and she's admitting to it. The bitch that fucking sued me. You fucking cunt. I will work around the clock to follow him everywhere he goes. He rides the hauler like he has money to burn. DMCC says, sad he has this much money and hasn't done crap to that shack. And a Jiffy says, Voldemort is up on the hill. That place is a terror scene. Let it scroll up. DMCC says, you won't catch me up there. And a Jiffy says, it's a scary place for sure. Penny for your thoughts says, how do you know that? And a Jiffy says, I threw my clothes away after my first visit and stayed in the shower for over an hour. They just gave an update on the something. So Linda's stating she's been to the Wells home and she had to go throw her clothes away after being at the Wells home. But this bitch is suing me. DMCC. I was just watching a video. It seems all around Christmas that Summer was cleared up. Has nice clothes on. Then about May, things change. Were photos part of the plan? Makes you wonder. And a Jiffy says, yes, staging. So many pictures. Some are with her legs spread open. So you're putting SA on Summer in a Jiffy. DMCC says, sickening. And a Jiffy says, waiting to hear who is on patrol tonight. So they're also monitoring the police to see who's on patrol. As if they have a direct line to the police. DMCC says, hopefully someone will arrest them. And a Jiffy says, okay, he leaves the hill. He is to be stopped and given, hold on, let me let that scroll up. Field sobriety tested and arrested. If anyone fails to comply, they will be disciplined accordingly. No more free passes. Asking now if everyone understands. So in a Jiffy is saying that Dawn is going to be arrested anytime he leaves the hill. And he has to have field sobriety tests. DMCC says, I'm sure Roush doesn't want any black marks on them. And a Jiffy says he used the term Skid's statement. Skid, I can't see this. On his agency. Oh. Skid something on his agency in the case. Didn't TCC and Scott use that on a live? The MCC says Scott did. He has made my night. The MCC says gives me some hope. I'm curious why nobody's ever slowed these down and read them before. And a jiffy says, it's time to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen, and all of the bullshit going on ends tonight. He expects to have some productive week and find summer. Warning to all, don't be in the area. You have no business and you better be bringing your A game. This is not a junior varsity. He is so pissed off. Big mad. Hopefully that mad turns into progress, the MCC says. I have never heard him this angry, says in a jiffy. Anger can be productive and put words into actions, the MCC says. Absolutely. Ronnie Lawson tried to interject and he just told them that not today, Lawson, with an angry face, says in a jiffy. The MCC says, good for him. He needs to be put in his place. In a jiffy says, first public smackdown. I am something how this call is going. Hopefully they get this moving. In a jiffy, if you're not equipped to handle yourself or your duties, then it will not be a problem to replace you permanently. Oh my God. The MCC says, whoa, it's getting done. And a jiffy says, this call has been going on for an hour and a half. The MCC says, he's got a lot to say. And a jiffy says, clearly, do your fucking job and be safe. I can't read that. Call ended. Wow. Go, Mr. Roush. In a jiffy. Just received a message from our AIC, and we are having a private call in 15 minutes. The MCC says, praying for good news for the case. And a jiffy says, me too. Please pray. This has to change ASAP. The MCC sends prayer hands. Penny says, pal, right in a kisser. And a jiffy says, yes, ma'am. And a jiffy says, Chris is the only something EB at this time. Penny for your thoughts says, you in chat? And a jiffy says, I'm on a conference call with my AIC, but listening. Penny says, what is AIC? Batwoman. Agent in charge, says in a jiffy. So this is them pretending that they're talking to the fake Fed. They're pretending they're talking to Roush and Lawson and all the FBI and the TBI. This is fucking bullshit, is what this is. Oh, I want to be you when I grow up, kid. You're so cool. Funny Roush is so mad based on what a small channel on YouTube says. He must have already suspected it all. And a jiffy says, yes, but according to Roush, he is embarrassed by the number of calls about what's supposed to be LE professionals' conduct. He plans to get to the bottom of it. Penny for your thoughts says, well, TBI and Hawkins County Sheriff Department haven't been on the same page since day one. In a jiffy says, not at all. Bring your A game. Preach. In a jiffy says something Chris has admitted the fake. I can't read that, guys. I'm sorry. Message to see if he come over after her live. She wasn't responding while I asked her to reach out to him for something today when I couldn't get a hold of you. I even, let me see if I could see it, emailed him to he never replied. Nice to see him smiling though. Things will be changing in East Tennessee. Hawkins County Sheriff Department is being investigated. Please keep raising awareness about Hawkins County Sheriff Department. The members of this community are financing corruption, unbeknownst to them. Terrible crimes, Penny. Advise them to always look to the leaders and demand transparency, accountability. If they suspect shit, report it to TBI Roush. Penny, for your thoughts. Email, phone, with question marks. And they will pay him for those interviews. Director David Roush. And a jiffy sends a picture. They think this shit's cute. Playing games with the FBI agencies in Summer's case. It's real fucking cute, guys. Fake fed much? Penny, for your thoughts. Come on, Batwoman. Feed me words. Let me speak for you. Roush is TBI.gov or something. Is that email public info or I will be doxing him? Or will I be doxing him, Penny says. So she's given information for Penny to put out there on Roush. An email address. There's just a bunch of screenshots connecting to Roush, how Penny can get in touch with Roush. Penny, for your thoughts, says, oh my God, okay. Woo, it's old. In a jiffy, public, and so are the others. I'm sending you people that I know and trust. David is a fine man with a family. I have never heard him speak like he did tonight. Listen to the video on YouTube. He inherited a damn disaster, taking over as director. And a jiffy says, having a smoke myself. You go, girl. Ask the question, why did any member of Elliewood investigation... wait, let me go back. Ask the question why any member of Ellie would supply alcohol to a POI in a criminal investigation. Candace needed a 5150. Hold, not an Ellie enabler. Rex of wanting them out of it and not speaking. He knows who he is and he is listening. Penny says, David's email. Keep, in a jiffy says, keep sharing great work. I'm pulling together videos of importance for you. Demand transparency and accountability. If you have something to say, your identity will not be shared. Scott H. has recipes. Love me some mayo. Penny, for your thoughts, says, he's winding down. I'll just cover what you send on True Crime Commentary. In a jiffy says, Roush a TBI.gov. It's a email address again. D. Roush. Penny for Your Thoughts says, sent you a private message. That's it. So what you see here is them playing games. Oh my God, Pam, I was laughing so hard at one of your jokes last night in Boobers. Which one was it, Earl? Not the snowblower one. Oh, I can't remember. We were laughing so hard, Pam. She says, where do Santa's reindeers stop for coffee? Starbucks. What kind of motorbike does Santa like to ride? Harley Davidson. I want to know where you get your jokes. Okay, but I'm ending this very short live. I just wanted to read those to you because they're very hard to read and you can't see them. I will be back in a little bit. Just give a listen to how they were playing with the feds and the agents in Summer's case. These are the people that were suing me. They think it's real fucking cute, don't they? Roush, I really hope you weren't playing games with these people because that would be really fucked up. Give Jody a watch. She's over there snitching on Chris McDonough, Roush's best friend. See you all later. Mwah. Peace and love.